What's good, everybody? Come on in, come on in, come on in, and let the good times roll. What's good, everybody? It's your girl, the mommy money getter. Y'all, this is for the replay because the live people haven't come in yet. So, replay people, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. Thank you for also tuning in and catching me um, after the live. Always gotta acknowledge my people who watch afterwards. I appreciate you guys just as much. Happy Friday, by the way. Uh, how is everybody doing? How is your summer going, by the way? What's good? How is your summer? My summer, it's been very peaceful, which I am so happy to say about that. That's number one. I've been at so much peace, y'all. Um, I've only been, I've only not been, but I've only changed my diet really since Monday, and I'm releasing a lot of water weight, like 13 pounds already. Praise God. But I'm going to continue on with that. I'm not going to talk about that too much because, once you start talking about it, and that's when you start falling off. So I'm just going to stay diligent with it, and I feel really good. Um, Not only have I been banishing like the crazy fast food stuff that I usually be eating, I've also been drinking lots of water, and I've been eating a lot less. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I was asking a question today. Somebody just responded to me on Facebook because I said, why do people think that watermelon is like the grail? And I know people use the H word before grail when they want to say something is whatever. You guys know what I mean? Let me know if you know what I mean. But I don't use that. The only thing I think of like that is my Lord and Savior. So, hey Raven, what's good? How are you doing on this hot as Hades today? What's good, girl? Thank you for tuning in to my live. You guys see the thumbnail. I am, you know what? I'm not exhausted. I'm not tired, but I could use a break. I could use a break, really, real talk. And so I'm going to take a break from Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm going to take a break from YouTube for a while. Right. Because, you know, last month I went live every day for 30 days, sometimes twice a day, sometimes 4 hours a day. That's a lot. And people who say that content creation is not a job, I think that it can be fun, but I think that it can be time consuming, right? Guys, I got 13 people in here and only have one like, 2 likes. Do me a favor and go ahead and hit the like button. And if you're here for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe to your girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you kindly. Let me see those lights go up. Hey, Enoch. What's the difference between Facebook and YouTube Live? I haven't really been live on Facebook a lot. I think I probably went live on there like one time. But I said that I probably would start going live, probably like TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube Live all together because I have a plan. You know what I mean? Thanks for the 5 likes, guys. I appreciate you guys giving my live a thumbs up. But um, what is the difference? I really can't say because I haven't done Facebook Live a lot. I would say that I think they're pretty much both the same. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it, and let me know how you're doing today. Cause your girl is burnt out. I have to be an adult right now. Of course, the smile matches the personality. Of course, it does. I'm cool people. I try to be, especially these days. Like I said, my summer has been peaceful, so I have nothing but reasons to smile. What is the reason for social media? Because some people use it for good reasons and some for bad. You know what? That's just the way of the world, right? And just like the world, just like people are good and bad in the world out off social media, is you're going to get the same thing on here. You have to realize people are less social now than ever. So many people are just sitting at home, sitting behind a computer on their sweaty butts, right? I do that sometimes, but that's why I said I got to take a break. I'm going to be off this thing for probably about a day or two. Not a big break, but a break nonetheless. I need to get some things taken care of, some personal things. And that's what happens too. People start playing the video games and tweeting and not tweeting, streaming and all of that stuff and forget about real life. Wow. Why you like peanut butter and jelly sandwich kind of questions? Um, well, give me a better one. Just business. Tell me something. Tell me something good. Tell me something good since you know something better to ask. Because right now I'm just tapping in. Yes, definitely Enoch Evans. A lot of people have gotten away from loving their neighbors. But at the same time, how can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself? People don't really love themselves. To be real, really real with you. If somebody doesn't love themselves, how can they love their neighbor? They don't, right? So yeah, I know a lot of people say they love themselves, but they don't take care of their health. They don't take care of their mental health. They don't get the amount of sleep they need. They don't eat right. They don't. So how can you treat somebody else right? You don't even treat your own body right. Name two businesses that I would open to leave for my kids or for myself. Um, I would leave them things that I already have a business. I have a publishing business. So my children know how to publish a book. They know they already seen their mom be an entrepreneur. They already seen their mom make money, make five figures in 1 month. And I'm not talking 10,000. I'm talking more than 10, 20, 30,000. They've seen their mom do that in 1 month. So my children already know how to do that. They've seen their mom uh, work a career for 20 years and things like that. But I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. But if I could lead them a business, I would probably tell them to be consultants. Learn something really well and professionalize themselves. Because people always want to know how to do something fast and how to do something quick, right? And if you're a consultant, then you can be the one to help them do that. That's why we have to be the examples, even if they don't believe, and we have to love them, even if we feel they are not worthy. God loves us, and we are not worthy. Exactly, and that's my goal every day. I read the Bible every day. I meditate every day. I try my best to put God first, and I try my best to be humble. I try my best to not let what people say or do, because I know it's the enemy in people and it's not the inner me or the inner them sometimes. Sometimes the enemy is using us to hurt each other. And I don't think people really pay attention to that. Like when somebody does something to offend us, we have to really understand, is this coming from that person, or does this person have a spirit on them? How's the spirit using them to to work against us? And it's easy to be angry at that person and blame them instead of saying, you know what, devil, I know that's you, and praying against the devil. Because, you know, you could probably save somebody if you start praying over them and if you stop taking offense and love them through it. You could probably save a life. And I say that because I know someone who If I had recognized that it wasn't them, that it was the enemy within them, I probably could have helped. Well, I might not have been able to save their life, but I definitely would have treated them differently. And that's something you have to live with. Like, you don't know what people are going through. People may be expressing anger, they may be expressing fear, they may be expressing sadness, aloneness, but those are spirits. Right, the world ain't social these days. You got to pay attention. I like that. Thank you, Just Business. I appreciate you for stopping by. Let me see. Let me follow you. I'm going to follow you guys. You too, Enoch Evans. Let me go to your channel. Oh, you don't have anything up on your channel, but when I see people supporting me and when I see people uh, engaging or whatever like that, then I just like to show them love. Thank you guys for tuning in. What kind of business would you start, Just Business, for or leave behind for your kids? And I think, like, as far as the best thing you can do is just leave them money. And I feel like you shouldn't just leave a kid money. You should have it set up for them to where, depending on their age, they get a certain amount, right? I think it should have restrictions on it because I've seen people leave a house, leave insurance policies worth thousands of dollars. And what happens? That money is gone in less than 6 months because those kids don't have business acumen. They don't have any ideal. They don't even work. They're like 20 something and barely working and barely managing their lives. So they waste that money. They run through it. Where and then it's like that person who passed away. They wasted their whole life working hard to pay for a house to leave to their children, or to make sure they pay those policies so that they can leave something behind for their kids. But if you don't raise your kids with that entrepreneurial spirit, if you don't raise them to be business minded, then what's the good of leaving them a business or leaving money behind? What you want to leave your kids with is you want to leave them behind an inheritance that money can't buy. And that's what I always say, God, I pray to you and I want, because have you ever met, Just Business, have you ever met somebody and it seems like the whole family is blessed, like they're all doctors, lawyers, or they have esteemed careers like that, or the family just seems to be very close knit, everybody's married. And then have you ever met families that it seems like the whole family is doomed? Like the grandfather was doomed, the son was doomed, and the grandchild. They're all doomed because they weren't praying people and they didn't leave behind those inheritances. And it seems like they're kind of cursed, right? I feel like you can pray against it and I feel like people can break those chains, but it's really hard to do that. Thank you, Enoch, for it's going to be gone because they didn't earn it. Thanks for showing me love, Enoch. It's going to be gone because they didn't earn it, because it didn't have value to them. Exactly. That's exactly right. If they don't have to, if you don't work for something and it came easy to you, then it doesn't mean as much to you. You don't understand the value of it. And some people will say, like, they'll hold on to trinkets. Oh, that's my mama's ring, or my daddy gave me those shoes, and they'll hold on to them forever and ever. But if they're left behind money, or if you leave a house, then the kids are fighting over it and things like that. So I say, don't even leave them property. Because you leave property behind. Sometimes people move out of state, then the houses don't get taken care of, or they don't pay the taxes on it and they lose it. You had a bar I had a barber shop before, but I would open a slight profit free will, and yes, I met them, different families, but sometimes either way I can't let your situation dictate your actions. True. That's absolutely true. Um I think that people can rise above, their circumstances. People do it every day. People do it every day, and they're and they're like the black sheep, right? They're the ones that go against the grain. You may have that one son who says, you know what, I'm not going to end up in jail like, or end up serving, doing drugs like everybody else, you know? And that's kind of how you have to be in life, right? I think those people who sit around blaming their families for their misfortune or the things that go wrong in their life, you're destined to fail, because you're saying that you don't trust God, number one, and number two, you're saying that all you are is whatever happened to you or however you were raised. And I think that people are so much more than that. We all are. And we all have a story to tell. We all have something that we had to overcome, unfortunately. But I think that's what makes us people too. Definitely Enoch. I like your name, by the way. Enoch is from the Bible, just like Charity. I've always liked Enoch. So yeah. And it is so hot, man. It got up to 103 yesterday where I live. How hot is it where you guys live at? What's the temperature in your neck of the woods? And just business, I know you don't like questions like that, but I'm asking because I really want to know. Enoch means walk with God. I did not know that. But I love that name. Like when you think of Enoch, I mean, the first time I heard that name, I was probably like, I don't know, I want to say I was in elementary and I lived in South Central, like in Compton. 100 where you are, Enoch? Whew, I think it's like 90 today, but it doesn't feel like my air is working like it needs to. Ugh. But, and I thought its name, because you know, when I grew up in South Central, there's a lot of gangs, and I thought Enoch, because you know how you have like T-Rock, something like that. I thought Enoch was kind of like a slang name, and it took me years to realize that's an actual name from the Bible. It means dedicated. He walked with God. It means dedicated. I like that. I love names that have meaning. I love names that are not, I guess you can call them biblical, or that just stand the test of time. I don't like when people make up names for their kids. Sometimes it'll make sense, but I don't like a lot of made up names. And in my community, you have a lot of made up names, and they said that was from people being young, but I see grown people doing it sometimes too. Like Tatanisha, Neasia, just whatever in their mind that sounds cute. Your dad is a preacher, a PK. Oh my God. It's only 90 in Chicago. Adonis. Oh my gosh. I told my sister to name her her son Adonis. She wanted a name with the A. I said name him Adonis because I like that name too. That's like a strong name for a man. I love it. How is it in Chicago? I've never been to Chicago, but you hear good and bad things about Chicago. I mean, is it really that bad in Chicago? Just business? And Enoch, answer that question for me. How is it growing up as a PK? Because a lot of people who grew up as preachers' kids, they grow up actually despising the church. You know, you have that side of it too. You have some that who are definitely religious still, and they have a certain way, but about them. But then you have those people who grew up in the church and who just rebel, like PKs, law enforcement kids. Like if you see a police officer kid, he's always rebelling, right? Oh, let me see. I'm checking to see if my Walmart order came. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's not good here, no lie. Yeah, it's gonna get worse here. Like you from Cali, y'all still fight. Ain't no fighting here. We hate with the passion. Don't hold this against me though. I don't. Like, everybody is an individual. And I feel like we definitely carry with us where we live and where we're from. We definitely have that in us. Um, there's no denying that you are a product of your environment as far as the way you view life. But how you view life can be the antithesis of what you've seen, right? It can go either way. Like you can be a product of your environment in that you are just like everything that's bad and wrong, or you can be a product of your environment and say, "Hey, I don't ever want to be like that. So I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to pull myself up by the bootstraps and get out of here," right? So it can go either way, but I still feel like how you view life is going to be dictated by how the world around, based on the world around you, because how could it be any different? We view life through our own experiences. We don't view life through made up ideals and imaginations. That's how we were raised, is actually how we learn how to cope and how we learn how to, I guess, for lack of a better words, have street smarts, right? So you learn how to navigate in the world based on the way you were raised. I love God with all my heart. I went to church all my life now. I haven't been in a while. He is planted in my heart. I haven't been in a while either, Enoch. I haven't been to church. Okay. All right. Since last year. Um, I've been trying to find a church home, and I've been like church hopping. I'm a church hopper, but as soon as I find a space and a place where I feel welcome and where I feel like it's genuine and I feel like people love God and are welcoming and don't, because I feel like you go to these churches and people already have their connections or they already know each other and they don't try to pull you in. Like if I had a church, then I'm pulling everybody in. So if nothing else, so I can get to know you. Let me see where your heart is at. Let me see where you're coming from. Because if you're going to be a member of my church, I want to make sure that the way you think is in line with how I think, right? That you know about God, that you know to read the word, that you know to serve God by helping everybody, and that you're going to volunteer your time and you're going to be here for Bible study, that you're going to be on the board in some kind of way. How are you coming here to help? I want to help you and be a church family to you, but as being a part of the church family, you have your role and so do we. You can't just let people come to your church. And I mean, I'm tithing thousands of dollars to these churches, and um, they don't even say hi to me really. Like the ushers will say hi or whatever, but like the body of the church, and tithers are what keep the doors open in the church. If nothing else, be concerned with your bread, right? And I'm not gonna go to a church and tithe my money to the church. And if I'm out and you don't see me, you don't call me and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Sister Charity, I haven't seen you at church in the last couple of weeks. And churches used to do that. Like I ain't seen you at the church. Everything all right? How your kids doing? Well, I was getting a little concerned and worried about you, and I want you to know I've been thinking about you. You know what I mean? Yes, definitely. I do understand in some ways what you're saying, Enoch, being from Cali, and I don't live in South Central anymore, but I feel like if my mom hadn't moved us from there when I was young, who knows how my life would have turned out. I think things would have been very different for me. I probably left right at the right age because, like I said, I don't live there anymore, but I'm still hood. I'm still hood. I mean, I like to think I'm a classy chick and I'm educated and I'm a Christian, But I still had that hood in me. I still had that. I never lived in the projects, but I still had that running down the street with no shoes on, and uh, I still have that ingrained in me because that's where I come from. And you can't shake where you come from. That's in you, right? Like how I see people, how I think of people, that kind of comes from the way I grew up, especially when it comes to the opposite sex, like how I seen women being treated when I was growing up in Los Angeles culture and things like that in South Central. The way I seen women moving as moms, single mothers, I kind of move like that. You know what I mean? Men do what they want, boys do what they can. A boy makes a promise he can't keep, but a man keeps a promise that he makes. Absolutely, Enoch. Every state different. You can't judge things you don't know. All streets ain't bad. A lot of times bullets didn't get you home. God did. You got to respect aspects too. It's absolutely um, like a lot of people would think, oh, this and that about South Central because of what they see on the news, and the news is going to make it look real bad, right? And when I was growing up, I hated watching the news because all you saw was black people getting arrested, or this person, this happening, this place and that place, but they forgot to talk about the poverty. They forgot to talk about the police brutality. They forgot to talk about the lack of jobs, the lack of opportunities for people in these communities. They forgot to talk about how these communities are often forgotten about. They forgot to tell that part too. They weren't talking about ways for them to, get up. Whereas if you go to some white communities, right, automatically they have a foot up because you got two parent households, you got dad working at a good job, so mom doesn't have to work. In the black community in South Central, like mom and dad probably have to work in order to make that same income as that white family, right? And that black family probably didn't get those opportunities to go to college or even have that same level of education that could give them the ability to get into a good college. Those white kids, when I moved from South Central to where I live now, I was a straight A student all through school. I was always ahead of my class to the point they tested me for being gifted. I always had to go to reading groups and grades that were higher than mine. And I always had to, finally, they start putting me, basically skipping me in higher grades because I was always above the kids in my grade level. And so when I was moving, my teacher was like, look, take this paper with you because I want them to know how smart you are, right? And I was very well read. I used to go to the library every day like it was a place to be, like I was going to the movies. I used to love to read. And so when I moved to where I moved now, those white kids, they were to I was it was like me being in the schools in South Central. Those white kids, they already knew things I didn't know. They were studying things that I had never even saw. And it wasn't that I couldn't do the work, I just never saw it. So I was behind them, right? Here I was always the top of my class, like I said, always. I've never not been the smartest kid in my class. And now I went from living in the hood to living in a suburban area and having to learn, wait a minute, it's a lot of smart kids and there's a lot of things you don't know. That was my first humbling experience in life, I think. Thank you for stopping by, Enoch. I appreciate you. Don't work too hard. Hey, Edward, thanks for tuning in. You caught me live, buddy. What's going on? Did you hit the like button for me? Cali was laid back, but I have family there. Do you take your kids back to Cali to see where you're from? Yes, I still live in Cali. I just don't live in South Central Los Angeles. We go, but my kids have never been to the hood, and the hood isn't the hood anymore. Nice to see you too, Edward. I'm glad you caught me live. I see you in my comments. I appreciate all those good comments you give. They uplift my day. I always enjoy the positive feedback from everybody who leaves comments and engages. Just the point, just the fact some people can watch your comment, your post. They'll watch like a short, or they'll watch some of a video, then they'll just keep going. It takes intention, being very intentional to stop what you're doing, and to also let me see what's going on with my live. Sorry guys, it takes a very intentional person to say, you know what, I like her content. Even if you didn't really love it, I'm gonna leave her a comment because I know it's gonna help her engagement. So I appreciate that, Edward. You know what, Edward? You're not missing nothing in Cali. It's not what it used to be. That's for sure. It's not. The soul has really left Los Angeles. LA used to be, like I said, it used to be kind of rowdy, but it was a different place. It was like you don't see a lot of black people in LA anymore. It recently I just went down there with my older daughters, and we went and we had dinner down there, just business. We actually went to lunch. If you guys go back through my videos, we went to Fixin' Soul Kitchen. That's like in that's by the Crypto Arena where the Lakers play at LA Live. So if you're ever in California and you want to know where the happening scene is, it's down there at LA Live. So we went there, and there was so many black people. I haven't seen that many black people in one spot in forever. Like, California is really, really heavily Latino these days. That's fine, but I'm saying most of the black people have left South Central Los Angeles County. There's not a lot of black people here like it used to be. They're gone. So that definitely affects how you feel too about your environment. I did make a way for myself, just business, because that's what I was saying. Like, if you grow up in these inner cities, you're gonna either be just like what you grew up in, or you're gonna try to pull yourself up out of it. And that's what I did. I will say this about South Central Los Angeles. I had the best teachers. They were the best teachers. I had black teachers that were no nonsense. You were gonna respect them, and then I had teachers who were concerned. And one of those teachers, I only remember one teacher's name. Her name was Miss Shock. She was a white lady, and she had like a limp. I think something was wrong with her hip, and she singled me out. And because, like I said, all my teachers did that. They always singled me out. They always, nurtured me and try to make sure that they were. And Miss Shock is a teacher that told me I would be a writer, and she's definitely responsible for me going to college. She brought students from UCLA. My grandmother also graduated from UCLA, but that's one thing for your grandma to graduate from there and you don't really know what UCLA is. And then another thing for your teacher to bring in, I think UCLA cheerleaders, and they were telling us all about it, telling us about the campus. And then at that time, A Different World was just coming out. So I didn't know how I would pay for college. I didn't know anything about how to get into college, but I knew early on college was what I was going to do, that it was definitely going to be something that I did. So um, that was very important to me before I started my career, before I started off life. I actually got done with high school a year early and went right to college, and got my undergraduate degree in deaf studies. I hated every minute too because I couldn't stand school, which is funny. It is the irony is that I hated school, but I always wanted to have my college education. And back then, college education is still important, but it's not as important today as it was back then. And I asked my kids, "Do you want to go to college?" And they'd be like, "Yeah," and I asked them why. Why do you want to go? And one of my daughters says she really has her heart's design on being a labor and delivery nurse. And I'm like, why do you want to do that? She was like, because I want to help women who look like me. Black women are not treated well when they have babies, and I want to make a difference. And I'm like, okay. And she said it again and again over the last couple of years. So that's what she's going to do. And then I have another daughter who says she wants to be an attorney. So, I'm going to cheer them on and encourage them to do whatever they want to do. But at the same time, I feel like get a trade. You're going to make more money with a trade these days. Like, go learn something for a year, go get trained in that, and make you some money. Um, there's all kinds of ways to make money. And I feel like nursing, social work, teaching, um, all those jobs are service jobs, right? Those are jobs that used to have a lot of esteem and a lot of respect. But those are still jobs that are tiring. And, you know, it can be rewarding sometimes, but I don't know. You find yourself more stressed out than anything working those type of jobs. And I don't want that for my girls. I want my girls to have it easy. Even though, like I said, I have an education, I didn't have it easy. Yeah, but other than that, like my thumbnail said, I'm gonna take a break because I've been going hard on YouTube, and you want to keep the momentum going, but you also want to. I think part of the momentum going is taking a break to assess how everything is going, to see where you're going, where you're doing good, and to see where you're kind of falling flat. And I feel like I just need to take that break because I got some adult things to do. I got some real life business to take care of. And also because I just want to take a break. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching a replay, I'll see you in a couple of days. It's not going to be a break like that. I'm not. My break is going to be like 1 or 2 days. I got to take care of some business tomorrow. And then I feel like Sunday, I want to finally go somewhere with my kids. I don't know. I might be back on this thing like Tuesday. I think Tuesday. I think I'm going to give it a few days or whatever. Hey Ryan, what's up, guy? Oh yeah, I said I gotta watch you guys. I want to see that tomorrow. You guys, if you're on YouTube, tune in to Ryan Clifton. He just came in. Uh, Ryan Clifton and Stash Cash. Is it gonna be Stash Cash's channel, and you're going against somebody else? And how are you guys gonna do that? Are you gonna actually play the whole song, Ryan? Can you do that? I have so many questions because I know sometimes if you start playing music, they'll cut the live off. So, do you guys have that all figured out? Or am I doing too much right now? Let me know. But I definitely want to tune in for that. Hopefully, I remember because yeah, I'm gonna go over there. He's gonna play a piece of each song. Okay. Hey Ashley 10, how are you doing today? You know what? I bet you got some good songs picked out. The thing about it though, Chris Brown has such a vast category. Like his first album is a classic for me. You're a Winner is like one of my favorite songs. Like I like Chris Brown's first album and everything after that. I just like a song or two. You know, I know you're gonna probably pick Deuces. Deuces is everything, right? I don't want to start telling the show because I get started. Don't get me started. I should have been a part of that. You should have went against me because nobody's an R&B head like me. I'm like the R&B purist. I know there's not too many songs I don't know. Like, man, but that's dope that you guys are doing that, and I'm definitely gonna hit my notifications because I got business to take care of. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow during the day, but I think my evening is free, and then Sunday, Monday, I'm gonna go have a little fun. Hi, Janet. How are you doing this Friday? Thank you guys for tuning in. And did you guys hit my like button? I was just having a good conversation with Enoch and Just Business. They had a lot of good stuff to say. You guys missed it. That's why you should come in when I'm first going live. But thanks for tuning. Anyway, I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. Um, Not really tired. I think I just need a break and a little vacation. Um, like a little getaway. Get me some beach, get me some sun, get me some outdoor air, and I kind of want to stay, on the beach. I want to get a room and stay down there because I like actually waking up and seeing the ocean. I love that. So I might do that. I don't know yet though. I don't know. Hey butterfly family, how are you doing? You know what? I saw your little girl's uh her video that she did today, her get ready with me. She looks like you. She looks a lot like you. She's a mini you butterfly. I couldn't comment though. I think you got to go in and manually add comments to, or I don't know if they'll let you do that. Do they let you do that when it's a kid only in the video? And I see a lot of people, they'll have like videos and it'll just be the kid, but I don't think YouTube lets you comment or you have to go and change the settings. So I couldn't comment on it, but I did like it. So if anybody's watching me, I know I have a few family vloggers, and sometimes I'll see your kids on there, and I want to comment something, something pertaining to kids, something kid friendly or family friendly. But I think you have to go in and manually change the settings because when you first post, it automatically turns the comments off if it's only a kid in the video. Yes, it's YouTube. I noticed that when I had like my little grandbaby, when I posted some videos of her, and I had one that did like 100,000 views. I got like so many follows from that, but people wasn't leaving comments, and I'm like, and I went to check, and the comments were turned off. So anytime you have just your kid in the video, they kind of like for you to be in the video with your kid, an adult with the child, but if they only see a kid, that I don't know how they know that. But if it's just a kid, then they'll turn the comments off. Yes, you have to change the settings. I think you have to do it. Can you do it for all of your videos? Or do you have to do it each individual video, Janet? You tried to comment on one of my shorts and it wouldn't let you. Um, yeah, I know some of them probably you can't comment on, and I probably didn't change it. I probably just left it as is. hmm My Dreamy was so cute back then. She was so fun to do videos with. I used to do videos with her a lot. I thought we were gonna hit it big, but YouTube wouldn't let us be great. But most of her videos did a lot of numbers. But now she's two, and now she's a little firecracker. Ugh. If I try to put the camera on her, she's gonna start acting up. She won't cooperate. She might start doing something just because she doesn't want me to videotape her. Oh, you have to do each, Janet? That's what I figured. I figured that much. I don't know how they can tell when it's a child, but I guess they have that type of technology where they could tell that it's just a child, and if you don't have an adult, sometimes I think if you have an adult and it's a child, I'm not sure on that, so let me not misspeak. But sometimes it won't let you comment. So you have to go in there and change those settings. I think after you do the video too. I love when my daughter wants to make a short or do eating videos. I just make sure it's appropriate, of course. Yes, my daughter has done lots of videos, like Raven Tries. When I first started this YouTube video, she wanted to try different things, and that was her way to get me to spend my money on it. She was like, "Mom," she would always say, "Mom, I want to try this. It'll be a cool YouTube video," because my kids are very, uh, they know how to get their mom to do what they want them to do. And we tried. She tried. What did she try? She wanted to try like a honeycomb one time. I think she wanted to try kimchi. She wanted to try. She tried all sorts of things. We haven't did those videos in like 2 years though, but that was like 2 years ago when I first came onto YouTube. You have to change the settings before posting or after. If not, it is set by default for kids. That's what I figured. Thanks for that information, Janet. Because I know somebody doesn't know and they may catch the replay or they may be listening now, and that's going to help them with their content. Because if you don't have those comments turned on, like that's going to definitely, Janet, that's going to hinder your engagement. So turn those comments on. Um, Obviously, you don't want the comments on if somebody is being bullying or something like that. You probably want to just take the video down. But you know what? People say, how do you handle negativity? When I started Facebook in 22, and I would be real raw over there on Facebook. I would intentionally troll sometimes, or I would just ask questions that I knew I would ask questions that I knew would get people to talking, and people would get mad at me for some of the things I posted. I mean, and some of them could be really like tame. Like I'd be like, oh, for the first time ever, everybody is represented in the women's gymnastics. Oh my God, why did I say that? Why did I say that? Them people tore me up. I made some money, I made some coins from that. But when I tell you they went crazy because of that, so that's usually what people usually have. I think people, what I see these days is if you're an antagonistic person or you're a rage baiter, like Peach McIntyre, because Peach McIntyre is not the only family blogger. And you see like E. Kane, she's on there a lot, and I think that she shows a lot of her life. But E. Kane, she will get you together. But E. Kane is funny, and people like her. I don't see a lot of people being antagonistic towards her because she's not antagonistic towards her audience. Like she might snap back at somebody if they say something to her, but most people, if you come on here and you're just doing your thing and you're not bothering people and um you're not putting people down, people, I see some people, they'll have something negative to say here and there. Like if they see somebody doing something extreme. It's this girl on TikTok, Sakias. I don't know if you heard of her. If you have, put a one in the chat if you know who Sakias is. And she's not like a mukbanger, but she shows herself eating. And she kind of just started off just, being cute, doing dances. That's how I saw her. And then she started eating her food, and then people like to watch her eat. And she'll get a lot of good positive comments, but sometimes she trolls. That girl had like a plate full, like enough to feed for a family of four. She had spaghetti, she had fried chicken, then she had macaroni and cheese, and then she probably had baked beans. And I'm telling you, the plate was full. And TikTok is fun. You know what? TikTok, people say it's easy to go viral. I've had a couple of videos that went over 6K or 10K, and I need to do those type of videos more. But I just do whatever I do on YouTube, and then whatever I do on Facebook, and then TikTok will get those shorts. I don't really. Sometimes I'll do something especially for TikTok, but I haven't really been doing it. And TikTok, people like you to talk just like I'm talking. People like you to go live and just talk to them. So I might start doing that over on TikTok. I might start doing that when I come back from my break. I might give TikTok a live, like a 10-minute, 20-minute vibe. And that's what people like that over there on TikTok. They like real, genuine people. And I think that's why it's easier to go viral over there or to get noticed, because if you're on there, I don't care how dirty your house is, I don't care how wild and crazy your life is. People will love you, they will relate to you, and they will come watch you, you know. And then, they'll cheer you on to lose weight, cheer you on to better yourself instead of judging you. So, yeah, but and she's a heavy set girl. I think if she was a smaller girl, butterfly, people wouldn't be down on her like that. People probably would still say, "Oh, you're eating a lot," but her food looks good though. One thing about Zacchaeus is spelled Cekeywus. Let me see if I could share her page, and then you guys could click on it. But she's a cutie pie. She looks like a Cabbage Patch doll. And let me go to her page. See, I just went on there right now, and this is mother of 7, and she's only like 27, and she lives. I think she lives in like Los Angeles, and she does the best she can for her family, but her situation looks really bad, you know. And I just found out, I think Sakia's husband is a trans man. And today she had on like a rainbow shirt, like this shirt, like, for the LGBTQ. I mean, that's her business, but the whole time I could tell he had hips. And I was like, is he a trans? I thought he was a trans man. And I think he is. So, let me see if I can share her page. Copy link. And let me go back. Yes. Here's the link right here. Click it. Click the link right there to Zacchaeus' page. And when I first saw her video, she was singing a song, and the way she was singing it, I thought it was so cute. And then she brought her husband a plate one time. And I think that's what kind of, just her living her life. But then she's found out, I guess, people like to watch her eat. And so that's what she mostly does is eat. And I'm like, I know she don't eat all that food, but I'm like, she got to be eating all that food. She wouldn't be that big. Like if you're a certain size like me, I know I could put some food down. And in order to stay this way, I got to eat a lot. I got to eat a lot to stay this way. That's why if I stop eating for a few days, I lose 7 pounds, 5 pounds in a day, just like that, because I'm used to drinking soda, eating bags of hot fries. On a good day, I probably take down 5,000 calories, y'all. I'm not playing. I don't know how she keep her health decent, because I would say for years, but see, for years I worked in a juvenile detention center. I was a probation officer, so I'm walking all the time, right? And I got my littles. At the time I had my girls, so we're at the park, we're walking, and then I used to work out all the time. So for years I was a big girl still, but I was able to keep my weight down. But then when I transitioned from like working in the dorm to working in an office, I was sitting a lot, and I would still get up and walk a lot, but it was no match for my sedentary lifestyle, right? I was getting older, more stressed out, overeating, and food became my best friend. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey TSM, I just saw you going live when I was going live. Queen of the house. That's what's up. We're just talking about me taking a break and just chit chatting with everybody. What's up, K Money? K Money, you be good, cause you know what? You be acting up, and I was about to block you. I know you don't. I know you mean well, but you got to have respect for people in these YouTube streets. You can't be coming at people sideways, K Money. I'm going to just be honest with you. You know, it's all love over here. I love everybody that comes and engages with my content. I appreciate everything that everybody contributes in the chats, just commenting and all of that. I appreciate you. But I feel like everybody got to have respect for each other because it's hard out here, right? And we're all here for the same reason. We're all here trying to just put our content out, or we're if you're coming to support, come to support. Don't do the disrespect because you said something sideways. I think it was last week, K Money, and like I was saying, I was gonna block you, but I didn't block you. I did not block you because I feel like you know you that's wrong what you said. And I don't know why you said it. It doesn't really matter, but if you're going to support the ladies and what we do, come support. And if you don't like something we say, then just, maybe not watch sometimes. Cuz sometimes I don't like everything that people put out, and I still try to support, or I just don't watch it, or I don't comment, or I keep scrolling. If it's something that if it's that against something that I believe in or something like that, then I don't partake in it. But most of the time, most of the people I follow and who follows me, I'm pretty cool with their content. Sometimes we all go a little left. We all go a little left here and there. I know I can get a little out of pocket sometimes. What's up, Ready Rocks Dances? How are you? Roxy, I love what you're doing over there because you know what, Roxy? People don't people don't think about or give credit to those grandmothers who are raising their grandchildren, right? A lot of times, like in your case, this is something different for you because you're left to grieve your child and mourn your child, and you also are mourning your the end of your marriage. That's another death, and then now you're also raising these kids. And you guys, if you are listening, go donate something over there on Ready Rocks channel. Give her a little something because she's doing the Lord's work. She's not begging or asking anybody for anything, but I know we all have our cash apps. I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to donate something, but when I do, I want it to be a big help, not just a little something. Um, so I got to take care of some things and get that done. I don't know if it's going to be this month or next month, Roxy, but I see different people on here, and I see what they got going on, and I will do that. I think it's highly commendable of you because I had my grandchild this I wasn't saying it on here, but I had my granddaughter. She was living with me this school year, and I love my grandchildren. Actually, I had both of them really. Like the one that was living with me, and then Dream, she was here like every day practically, and that was a lot on me. That was a lot on me, especially with Dreaming and her sister. It was a lot for both of them. Shoot. But when my kids are grown, I couldn't even imagine me. Once my kids are grown and I'm already a senior citizen, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I got it in me. I don't know if I got it in me. And you just lost two brothers. I'm sorry to hear that in 2 weeks. You know what? Some people don't realize that some of us are really going through some stuff, right? And you just moved, and you just moved. And you're starting all over. You're getting furniture and all of that stuff. And, you know, you have 5 extra mouths to feed. So that means that your finances are different than what they were before. God be with you, Roxy, because, that's a lot. In 22, my kid's father passed away. We got divorced in 2020. We got back together in 21. And then in 21, we didn't make it. Like, we never did make it. But, and then 22, he was gone. But I still love that man. I loved him just like nothing, like we never divorced, like we never had all those, things going on. And then and I told God, I said, God, please don't let nothing else happen. I can't take no more right now. That's what I told God. And 3 weeks later, my cousin was murdered. And then later on that year, my uncle, my grandmother's only brother, it was only those two, he passed away. So that was 3 people who passed away in the span of less than a year. And so when all those people left, and then before that, the year before that, my mom's good friend passed away and her daughter passed away. So we were losing people left and right, people that we were very close to and knew, people that came to all the barbecues, people that came to all the birthday parties, people that were there. And we spent time at their houses and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about for a year, I'm talking about a span of decades, close family members. So those people are not here anymore. And when those people are not here anymore, even if you weren't close to them, you know what I'm saying? Then, but especially if you were close to them, my family is very close knit, very tight knit. So losing my cousin, I still don't believe he's not here, and he's been gone 3 years. I still don't believe my ex-husband's not here. I'm still like, it took me like forever to realize he's not calling you. Like I want to tell him off. I'm like, you can't tell him off no more. He gone. Or he's not calling you in the middle of the night to tell you to listen to this song or to watch this movie. Because when we wouldn't be together, we'd be like thick as, I mean, I can't show you, but we'd be like thick as thieves. And as soon as we get within spitting distance of each other, we couldn't stand each other. But when we weren't together, we'd be on the phone like little kids all night long. So to know that he's not here to do that anymore, um, that's still, I'm still mad about that. I'm still sad about that. I still feel some way about that. That was my best friend for 20 years. So, Roxy, I'm just saying all that to say, since I try to make it about me, I'm just, saying that, hey, um, I feel for you as a grandmother, as a mom, losing people. I know you're going through a lot. And I'm glad that you're on YouTube and dancing and talking about it because those grandkids need you and you need you. You need yourself. So I hope I didn't do too much, but you guys check out Roxy's channel. Um, she's a ball of life over there too, Roxy. Yes, YouTube is crazy, Max One. Yeah. I don't know why you're here either, Max One. If you don't want to be here, you know what to do. Hit the dough. Hit the dough. Because it's all love over here. We love over here. It's all about love. It's all about supporting one another. It's about cheering each other on. It's about saying, hey, I'm not judging you. I'm here to uplift you. And we don't do all that stuff over here. All that trolling and all that craziness. Take that somewhere else. It's enough of that. It's enough evil and enough negativity in this world. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be around people like that. Like it's really been just me and my girls this year, and really this summer, like, and I'm cool with that. I'm so cool with that. Like, I don't have to hear nobody's negative comments. I don't have to be around somebody's negative energy. I don't have to hear what they think about me. I don't have to hear about the BS that's going on in their life. Because what can I do? But pray for you. You ain't going to change it. So why would I comment on it? You know? I don't care about what you got going on. Not like that. Like, if it's not life or death, if it's not your health, if you don't have cancer, if you're not losing your job, if you're not about to lose your home, I don't want to hear about the petty stuff. Keep that. We all got stuff going on. And I don't need you trying to think you're going to try to tell me something when I'm grown. I got this over here. I don't ask anybody for a doggone thing. I wish somebody would try to tell me something and they're not paying the bill. You're not paying the bill. Why not, Max One? Go take a look at my channel and follow and subscribe. You're going to love it here. And then you'll know why. You'll know why you're here. Go on over there and look at it. You don't got to ask that. You're welcome, Max One. I appreciate you for asking. But you don't have to ask. It's free. You could, it's a free country. Anybody who wants to take a look at YouTube can take a look at YouTube. Just don't leave nothing negative. That's that alpha coming out of me. um, I just don't feel like no. I'ma just say I don't feel like no bullshit. I don't. I'm getting to the point where I want to be healthy, mind, body, and spirit. I want to pour into myself. I'm not looking for somebody else to pour into me. And I don't really feel like pouring into nobody else. I don't. I feel like I got to do what I got to do for me. I mean, I'm very humble, very loving, and very caring. But I feel like as adults, like I said, if it's not life or death, we got to do what we got to do and we got to take care of ourselves. And, when we see others in need, in situations where they done put themselves in that predicament, like I said, somebody loses a loved one, somebody has to take on some new responsibilities, then that's when you want to help out. And I don't mind helping out people who just having it hard in life. Um, I'm fortunate enough to say that I've never known what it's been like. I've been where it's been like, okay, I'm low, God. It's getting low. I've been low, but I never been to the point where um, I've been real low, and I thank God for that. And that's not because of anything that I've done. That's just God blessing me. That's just God blessing me. Every time I turn around, He's blessing me, and that's because I'm a giver. I don't mind giving, but for as far as I'm concerned, I've always have to do it, and that's probably why I'm an alpha like that. Butterfly. Right, there's so much going on. Like, look, those people. I don't think a lot of people realize rocks in Texas where they had that big flood at. Those were rich people's kids, right? A lot of those kids were heirs to billion dollar fortunes, which is why I don't understand why they had y'all over there like at some ghetto camp. But I guess it was a camp that's been in existence for like 100 years, and some presidents' kids went there. Laura Bush, she was a counselor at that camp. So a lot of people who have money sent their kids there to that camp. And so, one of the kids, I think I said this before, she was related to the man that owns the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And right, like if you look up the Mystic Camp, you'll see like the different presidents that were at that camp, and different, it has a long It's like where the elites send their children to, right? This Christian camp. And it's people with money that send their kids to this camp. So it's probably like you want to send your kids there to hobnob with other rich kids or whatever. We were not allowed where, Janet? Was it Hines you said? Um is that his name? The guy that owns the Kansas City Chief? I think it was another name. I thought it was Hunt. I think it was Hunt. You thinking of the wrong ketchup. I know, right? But rich people send their kids away for a month at camp, and this is like an elite camp where, um, I don't know. I wouldn't want to send my kid to no doggone camp for a month. I don't care how much money I have, but it's more than just a camper sending your kid away when you're that rich. This is connections, right? You're connected. Your kid is going to spend time at a camp with other and has a waiting list on it too, right? It's like a year-long waiting list for this camp. It's only like $5,000 a month, but this is a place where your kids are going to be around other kids who, you know, and they're supposed to be learning about God. And these kids go to that camp starting at 7, all the way up until they're seniors in high school. So these are the connections that they're building right now. So I might be your friend. My family, our families are connected. So when it's time to marry, I'm marrying that billionaire's son. You know what I mean? That's how rich people stay rich. But those billions of dollars didn't protect them. So um, life is going to happen to us all. I read a lot, Ryan. I don't know. You, Ryan, you and TSM just had to teach us. You had to teach us. I don't know nothing. I just read all the time. No, like my daughter's school, my youngest daughter goes to virtual school, right? And what I like about her school, since they don't teach the kids at the school, since they just teach them over the computer, they have so much money at that school, and they're constantly giving away. I think, she still got like about 3 or 4. What does she have? 3 or 4. What is it? Panda Express free meals. When she first started the school, they gave her like Raising Canes. They gave her a backpack full of everything that you could ever need. I'm talking pencils, calculators, books. This backpack was it was stuffed with things that I'm like, when is she gonna use this stuff? It had everything that you need, and I probably don't need to buy her anything for as far as school supplies are concerned, because they gave it all to her. And why does she need that stuff? She's gonna be working on the laptop. They gave her the laptop. They gave her everything. And then, like, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, they go to Disneyland. They're going everywhere. But I'm like, I just took you to Disneyland. You're not going to Disneyland with them. Like, no. Mm-mm. And then right after we left Disneyland, some girl, how are you 15 years old at Disneyland? You get separated from your family and get lost at Disneyland. I don't know. But I wasn't going to let my daughter go to Disneyland without me. Disneyland is pretty big. It's all kinds of cuckoos that like to go to places like that and try to do something to somebody. It was bad, but you have to take a look at how you treat people with less or the color of their skin. Now you are begging that same group of people that would not have helped if it were reversed. Who did that? Who's begging people for help, Janet? Yeah. But and notice that nobody was. They was like, this is not the time to blame. Oh, it's not the time to blame. But when we had the fires in California, it was a lot of blame going on, and Trump talking about he didn't want to help, and dot dot dot. No, like Just like the governor should have had a better handle on the fires in California, all those doggone fires going on. Why in the heck do you got a camp right there by the river that's constantly flooding? I didn't understand that part. Like, shouldn't that have been on higher ground? Yeah, that camp in that town. Um, I didn't look at it that way at all, Janet. I just look at it as um, it's an act of God, and he allows these things to happen. And I looked at it like, be grateful because you don't know when it could happen to you. You don't know what could occur, and I don't never look at. And some people were saying, well, they voted for Trump, so they had that coming to them. That's insane to say when it comes to kids. These are kids, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm just saying those are kids. And these kids were scared and frightened. Could you imagine your kid getting swept away like that? That's an awful way to go. That was an awful way to go. And by the grace of God, there go I. We don't know what could happen. And those are the kind of times we are living in. It's not like we're hearing about something occurring and then you don't hear nothing else. It's like one thing after the other. That's trauma. That's trauma. That was traumatic for me to even hear about. So just imagine going through it. Like at first, I didn't want to watch it, but I said, you need to hear this story because you need to understand that you should be grateful and you need to understand the hand of God is at work. You need to understand that. And I kind of was like, well, God, why would you let something like that happen? And then I just had to read my word and I had to come to terms with how God how God is in control of everything. And you can question it all you want to, but this earth is still his. I know people believe different things and that's your right to believe what you want to believe, but that's what I believe. So it has all to do with the adults. Janet, the governor Nor Trump visited? That's crazy. That is crazy. Who me email you, Dr. Ninja Turtle? Um, that is real crazy that Trump didn't go visit. And they said it's like 100, almost 200 people still missing. Still missing. Or was it, am I saying it wrong? Was it 180 people who passed away or 181 people still missing? That is crazy that he didn't go there. Like, what kind of president are you? You so busy acting crazy on the internet. Go do what you're supposed to do. Or send your vice president. Did he send the vice president at least? At least send the vice president. The governor, I thought he was there. I thought Abbott was there. I know I seen him at a command post. But then too, maybe he couldn't go right there because it was still raining and water was still rising. Okay, you can email me too, Dr. Ninja Turtle. Let me see. Which one is which email do I have? Oh, what am I doing? Um, my email is cdarrell@gmail.com. I put that one there. That's my personal email. I don't know why I took my golfing. No, and that's why a lot of people didn't want him as president. I feel like Trump is very honest and he does what he says he's going to do. I like that in the president. I don't mind a lot of things that he did recently. And a lot of, usually when Republicans are in office, the economy does better. And usually when Republicans are in office, black people do better. We do way better when Republicans are in office than we do with Democrats. Democrats, they feel like they got our vote already. They don't have to do anything for us and they ignore us. They don't do nothing for us. They do it for everybody else but us. And usually because of the laws and the legislation that they put into action, it usually benefits us in some way, like with more jobs, um, and things of that nature. But I'm not going to get too political over here because, child, please. But Dr. Ninja Turtle, if you go to my description and my profile, my email is right there, cdurrell@gmail.com. You can email me there. You know what? I was Democrat all my life, listening to my mama, and my mom probably listening to this right now. Until I start seeing, wait a minute, especially when Trump was in office last time, he gave money to the colleges. He was pardoning this person and that person. He was doing a lot of different stuff. Like, Trump is a ham. If you can get Trump's ear, and Kim Kardashian realized that early on. Look, if I want to get something done, I need to go talk to him. The people that went and talked to Trump, they got what they wanted. Because Trump is that type of person. He doesn't want to be seen as a failure, and he doesn't want to be seen as racist and a bad guy. He's definitely going to talk to his base, and he's definitely going to, you know, pander to them. But if you are somebody that can get him good press, and if you go talk to him and chum him up and play that politic game with him, he don't care. He'll help you. He will help you. That's how Lil Wayne was able to get pardoned. That's how, like, they with Biden, they didn't get that guy out of jail. That, who was it? Kanye West and Drake was trying to get out of jail. They weren't able to get him pardoned. Trump did that. Biden didn't do that. So, yeah. But it's right there, Dr. Ninja Turtle. All you have to do is go to my home page, to my profile, click what do you click? Um you just click view channel, and then right there where it gives my description, you hit more, and that's all my information. It's all there. Yeah. You're not into politics anymore, butterfly? I mean, this is me. Um, I didn't vote the last election. I wasn't happy about either candidate. Um, and I got to get up and I got to take care of me and mine, no matter who's in office. Whatever's going on, I got to take care of me and mine. And I got to pray, and I got to leave my life in God's hands, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't care who's in office. I don't care what they're talking about. I'm going to pray, and I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to do what I got to do to try to make sure that we have the things that we need and the things that we want. Wesley, I didn't ask you if it was dumb or smart. I didn't ask you that. So don't come in here insulting. I might think it's dumb if you voted for either one, but I'm not calling you dumb. I'm not insulting anybody. Okay? Because either way we lose, either way we lost. If we, and like I said, I'm going too far into this politics stuff, because what is it going to do for me? You know? Okay. Okay, I'll check it when I'm off of here. I'll check it out. And you guys got to get out of that notion of thinking you can insult somebody because they don't agree with you. That's wild. As an adult, that's wild. That speaks to who you are, to your character. Just because you're on YouTube, you're still responsible for being a decent human being. The way you carry on here, will actually, follow you. And I feel like it will. I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in the principle of you reap what you sow. And I don't like that. I don't like when people get to insulting and trying to put somebody down because they don't agree with them. You're not going to agree with everything I say over here. I'm going to say what comes to mind, what feels right based on my experiences and my reality. And my reality is not the same as the next person's. So we could probably either teach each other something. Like you can make me think differently about a subject. You can put it in the kitchen. You can probably get me to think differently about a subject or enlighten me if anything, but once you start saying stuff like that, I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. Uh, but that was definitely unfortunate. But the good thing about it is, um, with those kids in Texas, at least they have money and, at least they can rebuild, if nothing else. And many of them, they were Christians, so they got God. Um, but that just goes to show, treat people right, live right, and do right because we don't know what's going to happen next. We just don't know. And it feels like we're in really, and this year, it feels like we are really like in times where things seem uncertain, right? It almost seems like we're kind of like in a tight twilight zone. Like, look at what happened with Diddy, and things like that. Like, this is a guy that's, I mean, billionaire, right? Look at the things that we're finding out about people. These are things that we would have never even thought about knowing before, which is crazy because, you know, Marvin Gaye was a Diddy. Did you guys know that? Nobody talks about how Marvin Gaye got down and how his daddy got down. Nobody talks about that. How Marvin Gaye got his wife's niece pregnant. And they said that she agreed to have a baby for them. How can a 15 or 16-year-old agree to have a baby? Nobody talks about how Marvin Gaye was and how he had that 17-year-old. Was it his wife, Roxy? If you still in here, Ryan, I know you probably know. You know everything R&B. Was Marvin Gaye married to that girl? I think he married her, but she was like 17 years old. And Marvin Gaye had her doing all kinds of stuff. Um, he had her doing some stuff. He was something else, Marvin Gaye. But we like, let's get it on and all that stuff. And healing. Remember those songs? Oh, yeah. He was something else. But we don't hear about the kind of stuff. We don't hear about how James Brown, we kind of heard about it later on with him and his wife. But James Brown, he was with Tammy Terrell. He used to beat the living daylights out of her. He used to beat her black and blue. We heard about Ike and Tina. That's about as far as we heard about it. Like, I didn't know until after Aretha died. This girl had 2 kids by the time she was 14. So I guess this stuff that's going on, nothing is brand new. But you're a child of a pastor and you have a child at 12 and you had a child at 14. Could you imagine your 14-year-old daughter has 2 kids and she never told who their daddies was? And her daddy used to have orgies at the church. That was Nona Gaye's mom. Um, was it Nona Gaye's mom? Yeah, it wasn't social media, and not only that, the media didn't tell everything. The media would keep, especially like we didn't have a lot of voices in the media, so they probably didn't care about our stories anyway. You know, I think that you had the lore that followed them, and it was known, but we didn't have a lot of media to tell it. Like right now, we have blogs, websites, internet, and people will come on here and talk about stuff as if they know these people, and people would tell it. Like with Diddy and Cassie, people had told what he was doing to her, like as early as 2008, 2009. They didn't talk about all of the stuff. They said that he was, a part of the LGBTQ community. They've been saying that all along. And they said he used to beat her. They had that whole story on this website, Lipstick Alley. So that story was going on. It was out there. hmm But it wasn't, it was just on that blog. It wasn't enough. It was like the people that visited that blog knew, but it wasn't enough to push it. Like even right now, if it wasn't for Instagram and social media, he could have pushed that under the rug. But we know everything now. He couldn't push it under the rug. We knew that it happened. We knew the day that it was filed, and we knew everything that was in the case the same day. We could go download it and read everything that she said that same day. We didn't even have to wait. So, and that's what it is. We see everything immediately. We see everything before it can get on the news. Like, what's his name? Caitlyn Jenner. In the 80s, somebody had saw him in the at a hotel dressed as a woman. They had saw him already, but but the person didn't want to tell the story because here he was, an Olympic hero, Caitlyn Jenner, or her, she was. So nobody told that story. The Inquirer knew it. And back in the day, you used to could pay the Inquirer off not to tell the story. Or they would ask you, some people they could get you to not tell it. And they didn't tell that about Caitlyn Jenner. But when Caitlyn Jenner got with um when he got with what's her name? Chris Jenner, he already had boobs. He was already developing boobs because he was already going to transition when he met her. That's why he got divorced from his first two wives because he kept wanting to transition when he was with them. And so he got divorced from them. But then he got with her and she acted like she didn't know, but she did know because his boobs were already forming. And the kids had seen him dressed up. She knew. She knew, but she didn't want people to know she knew. But she knew. hmm That's what they say, Roxy, that Aretha Franklin's dad was one of her kids' father. That's what they say. Because I want to know. But then, you know, same thing happened with TD Jake's daughter. She was 13 and pregnant. And there was rumblings about it, but people were asking about it. He said, but people in the church really didn't talk about it. It wasn't hidden. It was an open secret. But at that time when I guess his daughter had the baby at 13, and I just wonder like how can you be TD Jakes and you're not in tune with your daughter? Where was this girl is a pastor's daughter. Her mom and her father are right there. Like you got to be really, really dismissive and not paying attention for your child to get pregnant at 12 years old, 13 years old, because a 12 or 13-year old, they're not really going out like that to the movies with friends and stuff you're, uh, unless you're taking them, right? But if your child is out there active at 12 or 13, that means you're not paying attention. You're just not paying attention as a parent. You're not looking out for them, and you just not seeing what you need to see, because there's no way that a 12-year-old is with child and you don't know it, or you don't see them, you know. And I use the word fast, meaning like, I don't want to use the word fast because that's not what a child is. A child isn't fast. But you don't see that they have, that they're liking boys, or that they're paying attention to boys more. You should be able to see that, especially if you're watching your kid. Now, when they're 16 to 17, they go off to prom, they go off to football games, they're at friends' houses, and you want to kind of keep them at home, but you can't do that with them at that age. They got to, get out in the world and see stuff. And by that time, you should have hope that you taught them something and they make good choices, right? But at 12, they're still immature. You got to protect them. So that happened to TD Jakes. I got new people in here. Please hit my like button for me. Please hit my like button. It's given adult versus CB. Old have messed with her, but it could have most definitely been another teenage boy. They said it was Sam Cooke with TD Jakes' daughter. It was another teen boy or something like that. So they say. So they say. They don't tell a lot about that. But they said something about Sam Cooke. I might have that name wrong, but I want to say Sam Cooke got Aretha pregnant, and he was already an adult. Uh-huh. But I don't know why he wasn't watching this child. Once she got pregnant at 12, at 14, dang, you should have definitely not let her get pregnant the second time. That was crazy. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, guys, subscribe to my channel too. I'm gonna be off of this thing for a few days though. I got to get out this city I am in. I like doing stuff. Sometimes I like being at home. I'm a homebody, but after so much of being at home and I get to looking at these four walls, they start closing in. I got to go. I got to go do something and see something different. And you know what? I only like going places so I can enjoy my house more. I only like going places so when I get. But the last time I went away for a few days, I was like, I'm sick of coming down the street. And my kids really liked where we were too. They were like, I want to move there. I'm like, you guys really want to move? They was like, yeah, we liked it there. But I tell my kids all the time, like, where you vacation at, when you vacationing somewhere, it's not the same as living there. Trust me, you're just there for a few days and you're only seeing the like highlight reel. Just like if you go to somebody's YouTube page or their Facebook page, you're only seeing the good parts most of the time. You're not seeing the bad part. So, yep, I'd be so happy to get back home. But this time when we went away for a while, Butterfly, I was not happy to come back home. I was like, ugh. Because I've been living in the same place for a minute. And I'm like, ugh. I'm ready. At least I'm hoping by the end of the year I can buy a new house. Brand new. Built from the ground up. I've been looking at houses. So that's my goal. To do that. Oh, you was talking about TD Jakes' daughter? It's given adult versus CB old have been messing with her. Yeah, he said it was a teenage boy. That's what TD Jakes said. That's how he explained it. I don't know how true that is. Because his daughter also said that she worked at a strip club. And I'm like, how was your dad this big mega church owner and you had to work at a strip club? Something ain't right. Something in the milk ain't clean. Maybe he disowned her for some reason. I don't know. Or maybe she's lived a colorful life, that's Sarah Jakes. And this is no judgment. I'm just saying. TD Jakes' daughter said She said she was like a bottle girl, not a stripper though, like a bottle service girl at the strip club. That's what she said she used to do. Yep, yep. So yeah, and it seems like the people who ooh, and Dr. Ninja Turtle, you are my number one. Enoch is number two. Okay. All right. Leroy James is number eight. I wonder why you're not at the top of the food chain, Roxy. You've been commenting. That's crazy. Uh, Thank you for being here to support. I appreciate you, Dr. Ninja Turtle. I'm just talking. I'm almost at 2 hours. I'm gonna stay here for 2 hours, and I need 20 likes. So if you're in here, please hit my like button. Oh, you don't know how it works? You two don't like you? Because I'm looking at my leaderboard. Let me look at it again. I don't know why it's like that. It won't put you at the top because you're the one that's commenting the most. Did you hit the like button? Roxy, you probably didn't hit the like button because you won't get on the leaderboard if you don't hit the like button. That's how I know who hit my like button too. The people that hit the like button, you'll be on the leaderboard. You like sometimes I'll go and comment on people's pages, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't hit the like button, and I'll go back and I'll hit the like button. Then I'll start seeing myself on the leaderboard. You know, but until you hit the like button, you will not get on the leaderboard. Oh, you was on the leaderboard, and then you hit the like button. Oh, I don't know because it's usually and you only commented a couple of times, so I don't know why you're number one. Not trying to say it like that. Like if you're number one, you're number one, Dr. Ninja Turtle. But usually it goes. You get more points as you comment, so that's why I said that. You did it backwards. Yeah. But they just sent out a an email today about the leaderboards and how they're using those to help with engagement and and all of that. But like today I see top fans, but I don't see who's number one. I don't know why I don't see who's number one. Like I have to actually press the button. So thanks for that 18th like. I need two more before I can get off of here and stop running my mouth. It's all good, Ninja Turtle, because you know what? Today I'm not giving out prizes. He was minerals before he became a pastor. What does that mean, Janet? Enlighten us. I'm just on here gossiping, and today I read in the word not to gossip. Okay. Oh, he was a TD Jakes. I don't know he worked in the mines. You know what? I actually didn't know what he did. I just know that he said he didn't have a lot of money before. He told that story before, but I didn't. I haven't really went into his books and stuff like that. But I think that T.D. Jakes is one of the best orators. Um, he's not a college educated man, but he's very well spoken, and I love the way he breaks the Bible down. When I was going through, I used to like to listen to T.D. Jakes, that shouting and stuff like that. But now I'm not going through anymore, and I'm not a baby Christian. So Joyce Myers is somebody I like to listen to, but sometimes she gets repetitive. But these days, if I listen to somebody, I need somebody who's going to speak from the word and know the word. I don't want to hear your speeches. I don't want to hear your opinions. I don't want to really hear your motivational speeches. You're learning new things in here. Yeah, you're gonna always learn something over here because I'm a talker, and I'm always attending the school of life. I want to listen to a preacher who can break that word down for me and approach it in a way that I haven't considered, or give me a better understanding, or let me know that I'm on the right track. Because I remember when I was in my 20s, I had no idea what the word was about. I was reading like the King James Version for one, and then number two, I just didn't have enough life experience to understand what the Bible was saying to me, right? And then I would go to church, I'd be bored to tears. I'm not even gonna lie. I wanted to go to church for the sake of going and being in commune. I always related to gospel music. I love gospel music. And another person that's good at uh, what he does is Fred Hammond. And he's my favorite gospel artist for two reasons. One, because when I was in a bad place, his music helped me to get through it. And number two, a lot of the things that Fred Hammond sings about, his songs are inspired by the word. A lot of times, like "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." Um, a lot of things that he talks about. He has an album, uh, I think it's the Spirit of David. All of those songs are based on a psalm. Then he has that song, "Wait on the Lord." That's from Isaiah, I think 43. So a lot of his songs that you listen to, it comes directly from the Bible. Yes, Jake did have humble beginnings. You know what, Roxy? Um, I don't like traditional gospel. I don't like the heavy choirs. Um, what I liked about Fred Hammond when I heard him is that he had a choir, but then as he evolved, his choir was very R&B. He felt like really modern, and I don't like the two. I don't like the gospel artists that are just singing about God, but not really influenced by the word. You know what I mean? And it just sounds like an R&B song with God's name or "Thank You Jesus" thrown in there. You know what I mean? Well, and I like Fred. And I used to couldn't stand this man. I used to could not stand his music. Kirk Franklin. Ugh, I couldn't stand him. But I guess once you go through life, the word is different, and all of that stuff is different. I don't know. You followed TD Jake for a while. I would say, Janet, I would say it was probably 2000. A friend of mine introduced me to TD Jakes, and that's when he was introducing Juanita buying of the No Sheets, and I started watching TD Jakes in 2000. I started watching TD Jakes. In 2000, I used to watch TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar. I used to watch them a lot. I used to watch Creflo a lot. Guys, help me get to 20 likes real quick. Do me a solid. You guys are in here hanging with me. I appreciate you guys. Just chilling on this Friday. I didn't know TD Jakes had a brother. But you know, TD Jakes has strong genes. His sons look a lot like him. That daughter, Cora looked just like TD Jakes, spit her out. Sarah, she looks a little bit more like her mother. She got spared. But that Cora looks just like TD. Mm-hmm. Yep. But God kept him. He had that heart attack on stage. You like Hatton? Dietrich Hatton, I like his voice too. He has this song called Heavenly Father, this is my prayer. Draw me nearer. I love that song. I listen to that song again and again. It's called Heavenly Father. Have you heard that song, Janet? Okay, so now we got Janet as the top commenter. I don't know why they didn't want to put you at the top, Roxy. So we got Janet at number one, and Dr. Ninja Turtle is number two. Okay, that's what's up, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. But my throat is dry and I am hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast this morning. And I said I wouldn't eat my second meal so late, but I'm a little hungry, so I probably have some my other dragon fruit. I had one yesterday, and I decided I was going to put the other in the refrigerator because I never eat it cold. So I'm going to see how it tastes cold. And I'm going to talk to you guys again. You guys won't probably see me. I don't know. I think I have more content to post. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not. We'll see. But I got to take care of my business. I got a lot of mail to go through, guys. I got a lot of bills to pay. I got to sit down and do some accounting and pay all my bills. I also have to send some emails, you know, adult stuff. Yes, Dr. Ninja Turtle, YouTube is definitely spinning the roulette wheel for the leaderboard. I don't know. I just never liked doing that kind of stuff. You know, I pay my bills or whatever like that. But today I got an email that was very urgent. And I was just like, go check your emails. I don't know why I was checking my emails. But I said, go check your emails. And I checked my emails. And I thank God that he put that on my mind to go check my emails today. Because I haven't been checking my emails, guys. I've been just chilling. I've been chilling. Oh, for sure, Dr. Ninja Turtle. I'm gonna check your email. I'm glad you said that again because I forget. But no, this email was urgent. It was business related, and it had a time stamp on it. I had to today. I had to until today to respond. So if I didn't respond today, I would have been up a creek without a paddle. So yeah, that's why I got to take a few days off. I got a few more new people in here. Go ahead and hit my like button, guys. I'm not going anywhere until I get 20 likes. I need my 20 likes before I leave this piece. Uh, um, uh, I can wait. I can wait. I'll take as long as I need to. Um, you love all of Haddon's music? You met his brother at the mall, and I mistook him for Jake's. Oh, that's wild. Is he into the ministry too, Janet? TD Jake's brother? I always said I wanted to go to TD Jake's church just to hear him preach once, but now I never did go, and I stopped thinking about that anyway, because I stopped watching TD Jakes what about a couple of years ago. Yeah, the reason why I stopped watching them too is because he gave one day I was watching TD Jakes and he gave the best sermon. Oh my God, he gave such the I mean it was he had me crying. He had me in here praising in my room, and at the end he started begging for money. And I put a bad taste in my mouth. I did not like that at all. Like the whole sermon was to get people riled up. It was a money grab, I felt like. And when I watched Joyce Myers, she's not on there begging for money. It's a way you do things, right? Because I understand that the church needs tithes and things like that. But it was just how he did it. And I've been at a church like that before when a guy preached really well and he got everybody riled up and then said, I need everybody to give a certain amount. That's a money grab. Like you pimping Jesus. A sinner's prayer. I think Dietrich Haddon, I think he is so talented. He has such a beautiful voice. You know, I love his voice. I'm not going to lie. I like Dietrich Haddon. My top gospel artists are, like, if you look at my people I listen to the most, it's always going to be Fred Hammond. And then I like Marvin Sapp. I like the Clark sisters. I like them. I like most of the gospel artists I listen to are male, oddly enough. Fred Hammond, Kurt Franklin. Oh, and my guy. How could I forget? I listen to him almost every day, especially last year. This year, I was being a heathen listening to rap. I'm not gonna lie, cause I listen. I like R&B and I love gospel, right? But all of a sudden, I started listening to all that rap, cussing and stuff. And it's hard to shake that rap music off you. Don't listen to that rap music if you're trying to walk with the Lord. That'll have you caught up. But my favorite gospel artist is number one, Fred Hammond. Number two, J Moss. Number three, Kurt Franklin. Number four, uh, I guess I give it to Marvin Sapp. And number five, who's my number five gospel artist? I guess I'll say everybody else, a mixture of everybody else. But if I turn on my YouTube right now, J Moss is going to be the first one because I listen to him a lot. But J Moss and Kurt Franklin and oh, I also like, what is his name? Um, Tall, dark skinned black guy. I do worship. I do. What's his name? What do you mean when you say spiritual, Dr. Ninja Turtle? I'm not a I'm not a religious person either in that I don't do the same thing. I would say this. When you do something religiously, you like rigid, and it has to be the same way. Like have, you don't leave any room for compromise, right? And when it comes to the word, I feel like the word is what the word is. What God says is what God says, and it don't stop for man. So I'm religious in that area, in that aspect, and that I believe in the word. I believe what it says, and that's what I live my life according to. Do I fall by the wayside? Yes. So I do feel like that's where the compromise is, and being humble and not being prideful and not being rigid, and that I judge people. Um, I give people grace and myself grace, but spiritual, I feel like when you say spiritual, what do you mean spiritual? Like spirits, there's all kinds of spirits. You have a personal connection with God. A lot of stuff start coming up about who? Janet, don't start ruining Don't start ruining it for me for don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it, please. Please don't say it, Janet. Don't ruin it for me for somebody. Because I said I don't never want one person I never want to hear anything bad about is Fred Hammond. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything bad about that man because then that means, you know, and guess what God will do? He'll show me something tomorrow. He'll open my eyes wide because God loves to do that. That's why I don't praise men because the very people that you praise, whew, God will show you every time. God will show you every time. You know, we all the same. We all are the same. I don't care how beautiful we are, how intelligent we are, how much money we have. We are none of us are different in God's eyes. Yep. We're at 2 hours, and I'm still waiting on my 20 likes. Y'all making me work hard for it. I know I'm good for 20 likes. Now let me see. Did I get some more followers while I'm doing this? Hey, Yo-Yo, what's good? There's my 19. What's good? You haven't been live today, have you, Yo-Yo? Yes, you just made it 19. That's what's up. That's what's up. What you got going on? What you got going on for the weekend? I was just saying, I'm going to take a break, Yo-Yo. I'm tired. Plus, I got all this adult stuff to do, all this business I need to take care of. Man, I don't like doing stuff like that, but I don't like nothing taking me out of my vibes, you know. But you can't have fun every day. Every day can't be a party, you know. You was live earlier? Why didn't I see it? I was on a business call earlier, and I woke up late. And then what was I doing? I done did everything, child. I done worked out. I done cleaned up my room. Guys, I've had so much energy since I started eating clean. But I feel like I'm going to break any moment. Like, I feel like I need some kind of sugar or some kind of chip or something. You know? Yes, I have to regroup. I definitely have to regroup. And also, more so than that, I need to take care of business. I need to take care of business, number one. And number two, um, I need to take a couple of days off. Yeah. I'll check out your live probably tonight. I'll check out some of the people who I didn't get into. Janet, I never really see you. Yeah, yo, I'm losing so much water weight. Like I don't want to be too candid. I won't be too candid because we're in a mixed group. It's men's in here. But yes, that's from Monday. And I want to say I started Monday because I did eat ribs Monday, but that day I started tapering off. And Tuesday I really dug my heels in. So I'm down I'm down 13 pounds in 4 days. It's all water weight, but that's water that's not on my ankles and on my knees and in my joints. Like I feel so limber. Today I worked out for the first time in months. You still in here, Ryan? Ryan, I was talking about asking you about something about Marvin Gaye earlier that I thought you probably knew. You must have left and came back. I think I have some content to schedule. I might find some stuff and try to rig something up for you guys. But I definitely won't be going live. I need to take a break from this live stuff. This live stuff. Ooh, it's a lot. And plus, I'm going live with the camera on, but I like going live with the camera on. And I actually like going outside and doing a live because I just feel like I have a better vibe when I'm outside. But it's too hot. Hey, Damo. How you say it? One for Damo, two for Damo. Is it Damo straight go or Damo straight go? One for Damo, two, one Damo. Okay, I got it right. What's good? Damo, are you going to be a part of that? Ryan, are you guys all doing that? John P. Key, right. You've been in the bushes the whole time and you didn't say John P. Key? That's who I was talking about. I like him too. One of y'all give me my 20th like. Because I'm still at 19. And I know some of y'all just stepped in the chat. Give me my 20th like real quick. Do me a solid and help me out with the likes. I appreciate that, guys. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Damo. I appreciate you guys. What are you guys up to tonight? Oh, you're listening in the bushes. Thanks for the bush people. Not the bush people. Thanks for the, what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna find a word for y'all. I'm gonna find a word. I'm gonna come up with something. Yeah, thank you guys for 20 likes. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's Friday night. I know everybody tired from working all week, from doing all of the things and just chilling with your families. And you could be just chilling, kicking back with your feet up. And I appreciate you for tuning in to me. Hopefully it was a good conversation tonight. I done talked about everything and everybody. God knows my heart. I mean well. Um, but yeah. So yeah, Damo, are you gonna be a part of that of the because I know you did something. I know you posted something. I can't remember exactly what you posted about. And Yo, are you gonna tune in as well to the battle that Ryan is having tomorrow? You gonna run it back? You gonna run it bike? You're gonna run it bike? You're gonna run it bike? You're not a participant though, you just be in the chat. I said I would try to be in the chat. I don't have any plans for tomorrow except the business stuff. And I feel like I'll be taking care of business all day on a Saturday at that. But on Sunday and Monday, I think I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get out of my city and I'm trying to go see. I'm getting out of my city and I'm trying to get litty. I loved Breezy as a kid, but I don't know. Breezy, mm, and because of some stuff he did, that made me not like him as a person, and that made me hence not listen to his music. Oh, you made the mix on your channel just for fun? You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't listen to it. I'm gonna go back and listen to it though. Yeah. But I did comment on the post about it, I think. But I don't remember if I listened to it. Cause I kind of like, I gotta keep it real, Damo. I don't want to really listen because if they're coming with um with their different songs, I want my ears to be surprised. Because if I start listening to something, then when they do it, then I already feel like, you know what I mean? So I won't have fresh ears. But off top, well, see, like Brandy and Monica were my favorite singers coming up, and I thought that Brandy had more hits than Monica. But when they did their verses, I feel like Monica won because Brandy did have the most hits when they were both in their prime, right? But Monica has more classic music than Brandy. I always come through though, Damo. I didn't listen to that, but I do always come through. I haven't been on your channel I feel like this week. I did see that that post and I commented on that, but I don't feel like I've been to your channel this week. And if I haven't been to your channel, it's probably because you haven't been to mine. You know what I mean? And now that I see you on mine, guess what? I'm going to see you in my timeline. I follow a lot of people, and a lot of people have been following me and supporting my channel. So, like Janet, I don't really see you a lot. The people that always comes up in my, like if I come to YouTube, the first thing I do is start supporting. I go to everybody else's channel before I even upload. I go support because sometimes I don't know what I'm going to post yet or if I'm going to go live yet that day. So what I'll do is um, I'll try to respond to whatever comments I have. And even before I start responding to comments, if I see you commented on something of mine, then I'm going to go and comment on 2 or 3 of your things. That's how I do. And once I respond to everybody's comments, then um, or once I go and comment on everybody's channel that commented on mine, then I'll go respond to my comments. So that's how I usually do it. Right. Like I do too. Like if you did one short for me, I do too. If you watch my video, then I'm gonna go watch your video. Now, if you didn't watch my videos, then I gotta go give my time to the people who have been watching my videos, right? Fair exchange, no robbery. I support. That's right, yo. Support right from my comments first, and then go to everyone I know been supporting me. Then I scroll to see who live. That's exactly what I do. And then, like sometimes I got both of my phones. Like sometimes like I'll have you on my TV, and then I'll comment on my phone, right? But then I'll be switching back and forth. I watch 3 or 4 people at one time. That's how I get it done. Thank you. Please hit the like button and subscribe for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I try to get around to everybody. Um, it's like every day somebody new is added to the rotation. And I have some people from India that come and follow my page, and I try to support them too. Sometimes there's a language barrier, but I make it happen. I still find a way to go over there to their channels too because they want somebody to support them as well, right? So if I see my Indian subscribers come over here, then I gotta go over there to them. Yeah. And if I see that somebody else is a content creator, if I see them in my even y'all, I don't start following people. They're not even content creators. I'm the only subscriber. Like Ann. Ann is not a content creator, but I still follow her because you know what? One day she might come up on here and decide she want to post something. Butterfly, you still here? I'm serious as a heart attack. I'm like if I see you, I listen. If I see you in my comments enough, I'm going to your page and I'm subscribing on GP, just on GP because that's just who I am, right? I'm just like that. That's how me and Yo Yo got cool because I think I liked a couple of her things and she was like in my live. I'm like, girl, you over here in my live? Okay, cool, bet. And then after that, we just start supporting one another. And like every time she see me in her chat, she was like, "Oh yeah, y'all need to go check out the Mommy Money Getter." Like every single time, I'm like, you know what? I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you for life because she was that much. She was supporting me that much. Let me tell y'all, run it up now on YouTube. TikTok shutting down, and they are all going to run to YouTube. You think they're going to shut down? Hey, Facts Not Fiction, how are you doing today? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you too. You know what? They probably will shut down because they said they don't want to sell it to Trump. I mean, they don't want to sell it to America. I don't blame them for not wanting to sell it, but TikTok has made a lot of people rich and a lot of people famous. So They sold it? Who did they sell it to? I didn't know about that. Okay, let me know something. I did not know that they sold TikTok. Oh wow. Uh-uh. Your Uber driver in Canada had a YouTube channel, and we are now supporting each other. Guys, Dr. Ninja Turtle has an excellent channel too. Um, he talks about money and finances. Him and Kendi K, they just traveling all over the world. September is the last month. Oh, we better be on our hustle. Nah, dog, on that. Those TikTok people are not coming over here and stealing our grind. I won't have it. No, we need to be TikToking, trending, pop locking, and dropping. Because you know TikTok is all about shorts. Um. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yes, everybody, subscribe to each other. If you're not subscribed to each other, subscribe to each other. Everybody that's in here supporting me is very supportive. Yeah, he had some good content last week from Vancouver, Canada, and it was so beautiful. I love being able to see uh, different countries and different cultures, places I might want to visit one day. Dr. Ninja Turtle, did you do like a vlog while you were over there? I know you did some shorts, but did you, and I know I've seen pictures, but did you do a vlog from over there? They already talking about coming to YouTube, yo yo. Listen, I'm gonna be on here for real doing my shorts. I have some ideas. I might. And Ryan, are you still on here? Ryan, I don't know if you want to do that with me or something like that, but I want to do. You've never done a vlog? You can like put your shorts together. You can take all your shorts together, and you can make a vlog and do find a good caption for it. You're a lazy retired guy. I know, Dr. Ninja Turtle. I know. We get like that, right? But really, Dr. Ninja Turtle, you're how I would set it up with if I was you, I would do my lives like you do once a week, and then I would do clips from I don't know, are you doing that already? Clips from your live for your shorts? I don't know. But I want to do like an R&B channel, and nobody's still my ideal. Nobody's still my ideal. But I want to do like an R&B channel and do like old R&B jams. I don't know if somebody already has it. I know they probably have it on TikTok, but I'm I'm gonna do it. Yo yo, you say if you think about it, just do it. I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna get my R&B channel going. I already got a name for it. I actually had an Instagram for it, but I got busy with my books. I be having like I have like a million things running around my head at one time. The roulette wheel has spun again. Who's my top fans? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you number one, and Janet is number two. Okay, I don't know why they want you guys to be number one and number two, because everybody else is chatting. I don't know. I think it's like a I don't know, but it's all good. It's all good. Um, I have so many things going on in my mind as a creative. Like at one time, it's like it's too much for one person to deal with at once. And so when it comes to like real life stuff, sometimes I be like, oh my gosh, I gotta be an adult again. I gotta take care of this stuff. You're gonna do Throwback Thursday, yo yo, stop it. You heard me say it first. You saw R&B music channels last week. I don't know how I'm gonna do that though because I think it would have to be mostly shorts, and then maybe like a video once a week. I might do something like I might do like I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it some way, and I think it's gonna do well. Your ADHD be kicking in. I think it's just and I got this idea a couple of years ago that how God is the creator and how we are made in his image. And how we're made in his image is we are creators. You know what I mean? We are creators. He created us. He created this earth. So you have to understand God is highly imaginative, right? Like you had to be highly imaginative to think of what this world is, right? And so he gave us, and that's how we are higher than the animals because the animals are stronger than us physical, right? Physically, like a lion. But we have the mind to defeat them. They don't have a mind to defeat us. So in that mind, we can think all manner of things, but we got to use it for good, right? Because we can think of an airplane and then one day have it in the air. We can think of a cell phone and then now today even little 2-year olds have cell phones. That's what you was doing the last couple of shorts, but I haven't been posting shorts. I'm on a break. I can tell you're on a break, and it's well deserved. But I was trying to keep my momentum going, but I see like it's dwindling some ways. I can see now where the impact is heavy at. I can see where the times is heaviest at, and I can also see what kind of I can see how people want me to come on live and what times and all that. So I have an idea, but all the time I don't want to come on live. You know what I mean? But that's where I'm getting most of my hours from. And yeah. Y'all, we going on 2.5 hours. Thanks for rocking with me, y'all. Y'all rocking with me. You don't always want to go live either, Butterfly? You've been doing good. Excuse me. Look at me now. I'm getting tongue tied. You've been doing good over there, Butterfly. Everybody has. Everybody that was in Streamers University, I think, did very well. I think it was a great experience. It was a great experience for us to get to know each other as well. Um, and I think it's a great way to build your audience. I think that you can't, I think, like you said, schedule some things um, because and then it's not just that I think it's not just your subscribers that want to see you go live a certain way. YouTube wants you to go live a certain way. They want you to have a certain type of vibe. They don't really want you with the camera off and things like that either. You don't know which one is correct to find your correct watch hours. Um, Butterfly, email me too because I don't have your email. Email me. My email is cdarrell@gmail.com. It's in my profile. Email me so I can have your because it was one day I wanted to tell you something and I didn't read something correctly and I accidentally emailed Jazzy and she was like, "Oh, I don't have her email." So, but yeah. Yeah, when you click the earn, that's the one that's going to show you. That's the one. And it's 5 days behind. Thank you, Butterfly. Okay, that's fine. Well, we already told you, but I was just email me so I can have your email because I just like to have, since the profile email is actually not. Um, I'm gonna type in my business one. This is my business. Let me see. I can't type it in there. Let me type it in right here. This is my business. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Hey, Coach Mean Green. How are you tonight? Me, I'm hot. You could just email me at the one that I gave to you, and I'll give you my business email over there. How are you doing? I think this is the first time I seen you on here, Coach Mean Green. It's hot. It's hot over here. On what panel, Yo Yo? What panel was that? Thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. It's always better, like, if you can catch somebody while they're actually live, because most of the time the live is talking to the chat, right? And unless, well, for me it is, but sometimes I try to I try to go to do topics, and when I do the topics, those are easier, have more replay value. Like lives like this won't really have a good replay value, so that's one reason why I try to do a topic, and I try to do something that's SEO friendly, so that people can search it up. Like, people are still watching the live we did about what men want from women. People are still looking that one up. Also, the one I did about me losing 7 pounds in one day. I really did lose 7 pounds in one day, y'all. Actually, I've also lost an additional 6 pounds, so 13 pounds this week. That always happens. I always lose 15 pounds in a week just by drinking water and leaving the fast food alone. Because I guess my body is holding on to a lot of water. And what I do is, um, I usually, once I start feeling good, because my blood pressure is down everything. My blood pressure is like 116 over, today was 116 over like 63. Yesterday was like 106 over 63. That's when it starts getting real low. But normally, my blood pressure is like 126 over 75. It's not high, but 99% of your views come 24 hours after a video or live is posted. On the ones when I have like when I have a thumbnail up, and usually the ones I have a thumbnail on is when I went live, and when I don't have a thumbnail, I didn't have my camera on. But when I usually have a post a topic and something that's SEO friendly, I'll notice I get more replays from that. So I said next week, once I come off my little miniature hiatus and get my creative juices flowing again, I want to go live. You was on that live with us too? Oh, you was on a panel with Jay Supreme, Elevated, and Stash. Okay. They're always fun. I know they were a riot today. Yeah, it's good to go live because it's a community builder. Oh, let me, Coach Marine, let me see if I can, let me see. Okay. Okay. Okay, Coach Marine, I just subscribed to you as well. I don't have a moderator over here. The only person that really moderates, Yo Yo will moderate for me when she comes over. But my mom, she'll just come over here and start saying, hit the like button. My mom's probably listening right now. Why in the hell would she take a pregnancy test? Girl, I am so sick of her. Girl, you know what? You should see me with my head in my hands. I'm through. She just, you know what? And what was it? Negative? Was it negative? Was it negative? That's crazy. That is. Girl, if they on number 10, I'm telling you, I am so through. Of course she was trolling. But you know what? She might not have been too. She might try to do the okey doke and throw you off. Because last year, everybody kept saying, she pregnant, she pregnant. And I said, that fool ain't pregnant again. I know she not pregnant again. You know, but everybody kept saying, no, her stomach looked different. And usually, it usually looked like this, but now it looked like that. Because we know she was already there before the vasectomy. Um, right, I know you lying. Girl, listen, if I feel like this, and I'm going to say it, so if you got 10 children, oh well. I feel like, shoot, I felt like five was a lot for me to be having. That was a lot of kids. And I probably got that ideal because my college professor told us any woman that wants to have a full life doesn't have a lot of kids pulling at her apron strings. So I always said two. I said one and done, but then I said one and a spare. So I was pretty much done with two, and then I had my third, and then I was like, okay, we pushing it. And then those last two, child, please. But I'm gonna tell you, my first two is like 10 years apart, and my second and third are 7 years apart. So I never really had until my last three, I never really had a bunch of kids like that pulling at my apron strings. I had my older daughter and we go, or she'd be with my mom, or she'd be with whatever, you know. Second daughter, you know, I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I could, you know, I didn't feel like I could live my life. But when I had my last three, and then I was already in my career, and then I was married, it felt like a lot. It felt like a lot. And so to me, to have like five or six little crumb snatchers, it just feels like that's a lot. And even if you are a good mom, even if you do have good resources, even if you have a nanny to help, even if your kids, I feel like it's a lot because that's a lot on any one person. I've been a probation officer. I've had settings of 100 kids at one time, but we traded off. We like one person would be in control of the dorms, and another person would step up and do it. Like we traded off, and then some of us. Then we had backup too, right? Obviously, these were like justice involved kids, so that's a little different. But these were teenagers. Um, and before I started that job, I was, you know, a teacher at a school. Uh Ugh. I couldn't fade it. And we only had like 8 kids. I love those little kids. I did love those those little kids. They were so sweet. Some of them had autism, some of them had special needs. And it was this one little boy with red hair. He was my favorite. He didn't talk, but he would just like make these little noises, and he would come and sit on your lap. And there was this another boy. He was a black kid, and he was he came there, and he didn't have autism or anything like that, but he was had like out of control behavior. And by the time he was 5, he came to that preschool when he was 3, but by the time he was 5, they had him under control, right? But I loved those kids and working with them, but it was a lot. It was a lot. And we only have, I think we only had like 8 kids. And it was me, 2 other teachers, and 2 other assistants. And it was a lot. So, and we were only with them a portion of the day. Like, it was 2 groups of kids. Some kids came in the morning for preschool, and then the second half of the day, another set of kids came. So we didn't even have them but 6 hours. I couldn't imagine 10 children or 9 children, and that I have to be responsible for feeding, for nurturing, for guiding, for making sure they get to bed on time, for making sure that's 9 doctor's appointments. That's 9 kids to help with homework. That's 9 kids to read a bedtime story to. Right, yo, lots of personalities and attitudes. That's 9 kids that need you. I have 3 teenage daughters, and I'm doing it on my own. Their father is gone. He couldn't be here if he wanted to. he's deceased, right? And so I have to always be cognizant of this child needs this child needs that. I have to catch when I can tell they're getting overly bored and they need more stimulation, or when they're feeling a certain type of way. Like I'm here to watch all of that. I couldn't imagine doing it with 9. Yeah, that's a lot. Yes, right, Damo. You stopped at 2, a boy and a girl. Yes, I love mine. I have a friend with 9 kids. She does well, but does say it can be overwhelming at times. It's especially if you're a person like me. Um, I'm very much a pensive person, and believe it or not, I know I talk a lot on here, but that's because I have a lot on my mind. I like to talk. I'm not somebody who likes to listen. I be having a lot on my mind. Like I said, I have a lot of ideals. It's a lot of things that I be wanting to get into, right? But I know that I can't just be into me. I gotta go check on my kids. I gotta say, come on, y'all, let's go out for ice cream. Come on, y'all want to go to the beach this weekend? I asked them, y'all want to go to the water park? Nah, we don't want to go to the water park. Y'all want to go to Magic Mountain? No, we don't want to do the Magic Mountain thing. I asked them, what do you want to do? Where do you guys want to go to? You guys want to, you know, they kind of wanted to go to Vegas. They kind of didn't. It's super hot out there. I asked my kids, what do you guys want to do? If they say they don't want to do it or they don't want to go, then I offered it up to them and I talked to them and I let them know I'm here and I pray with them. I have to give so much to them. Right, yo, that's a lot of people saying, mommy, mommy, mommy. 9 graduations, prom, college tuition, cars. Exactly. Exactly. And I don't know, her kids might love her. Because that's how it usually goes. The ones that have the crazy parents, their kids love them like McKay love her down. Or at least he acts like it. Shoot, my kids be giving me, these girls be over here acting like I'm Cruella de Vil. You know? Shoot, I be thinking I get it right. And they'll come tell me, well, mom, you said so and so. Well, mom, you did so and so. And I'm very much that parent that gives my kids the room to be able to tell me something. So they don't ever have to feel like no type of way. And I asked my daughter, I said, do you feel loved? Yeah, I feel loved. Okay, well, just checking in. Because you got to ask. And, it's just it's not even about, okay, you got a schedule set. Because you got any amount of kids, you got to have a schedule, right? And you got to have things done a certain way. Um, so, but what about that time that you need to be by yourself? What about that time when you need to lay down and just rest and just kick back and enjoy, just like me? I got teenagers now. They want me out of their face. But when they were little, oh my gosh. Mama, can you look at me turn the flip? Mama, I was thinking, did you know this new movie was out? I'm so Disney movied out and Despicable Me out. Mama, come dance with me, mom. And I had to do all of that. I did all of that, baby. With my girls, we did it all. We were when I worked 2.5 days, those 4.5 days was theirs. And when I worked Monday through Friday that weekend, we was at church on Sunday, and on Saturdays we were out doing some type of activity. Every birthday we had to do something, or if I felt like, okay, we've been in our city too much, we got to go do something else. We got to go do something because I wanted my kids to have memories, and I wanted to do things with them. I didn't want my kids just to sit in the house all the time. We didn't do something. We didn't go out every weekend like and do something big and broad. Cause hell, I wasn't gonna be at no doggone Disneyland or at Magic Mountain all weekend long. That wasn't happening. Okay. But more so for me, it was just all the talking you have to do to kids when they're that young and helping with the homework and I don't get this math. And I'm looking at the math like, baby, I don't get it either. Like, get it out of my face. I went to see my niece today. She said TikTok about 50 times in 5 minutes, and I was like, time to go. Oh, and the worst, y'all, I'm going to say this, I'm going to whisper this, but the worst part was having to go to those doggone school plays and stuff like that. I hated that. Because if they got it, and then they don't let them get an award, because now you got to sit through everybody's kid getting an award and everything else. Oh my gosh. I used to love for my kids to get the awards. And I mean, my daughter, they were going to this, like this, art school. What do they call it? What do they call it? Like where, like they have different schools. They have schools um, that are science schools. I forget the word. You guys know what I mean. But then they also have schools that focus on the arts. And my kids were going to a school that focused on the arts. So that meant one year they had, it seemed like every other week I'm at the schoolhouse for some type of, and then not only that, you got my kids, every time they go go up on the stage, they need a new outfit, they need a new hairdo, they need new shoes. Dang it, and then they got to go eat afterwards. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a lot. And so I can imagine doing this with 10. As my mom used to say, give me a morphine drip. Just give me something. Give me a drip. And let me sit here because ain't no way. Ain't no way. But at the same time, I know that it's people that they love a house full of kids, right? My grandmother told me that. But see, my grandmother, it was only her for about 10 years, and then her brother came along. But it was only them two. And they didn't have a lot of cousins. Maybe they had like one or two cousins, right? And they grew up in a small town. So my grandmother said she wanted 10 children. But back in her day, people had that kind of children because you needed help on the farm or whatever. And that's what the thing was to do back then, right? Have a house full of kids. But my grandmother said she wanted 10 and she had 8. She ended up having 8, but she said she wanted 10. So I don't know. Everybody has their ministry in this life, and more power to them. You miss those days. I grew up in a family of 5, and I didn't feel like I I felt a lot of different things that I won't say today, but I didn't feel like my mom had too many children. I didn't feel that, but I felt other things because I think too, like when you have, like me, myself, I have 5 daughters, and my children are 20 years apart from my first to my last. So, um, I definitely see how I raised my first one different. Like I was very young when I had her, and my mom and my dad, they helped with her a lot. And then my youngest daughter, I was obviously an adult, out of college, already in a career, wise beyond wiser. And I knew how to, I would say when I had my first daughter, I was learning how to be a mother. And with my last child, I knew how to be a mother. So my last 3 got a different mom than my first 2 did. My last 3, I made sure they had everything that they're supposed to have when it comes to being a mom. I didn't always get it right. And of course, some days, you know, were different than others. But for the most part, I try to raise them to know that they had a mom who loved them and that they have the safe space to grow up and be who they want to be. And if I seen that they have any indifferences, I try to mitigate that, as best I could. I just try to be highly aware. Yeah. Right, Janet, you have to have open communication. Even when you don't want to talk, even when you're tired, you got to make your rounds. You have to always make your rounds with kids because you have to bring out of them what they're not saying, because they will be going through and they won't tell you. You know, you would just see it in their actions, like they're being more standoffish. Sometimes your kid might all of a sudden their behavior changes, and that's because something is going on, and it's not something that you're doing. It could be um, something. It might not even be nothing happening with them, right? It can be inner turmoil, like, you know, and you have to be able to spot that out too, to see that your kid is needing a little extra from you. They need a little extra love, and like I said, sometimes that be the hard part as a parent, because sometimes you tired from doing your day to day. But when you're a mother, and I always felt this, even when I was a young mom, when I had my first child, I always known you got to give your kids what you do not have. I don't have it, and I said this on my page before. I do not have it is never an answer as a parent. I don't got it. Your kids should never hear you say that. I don't care if you don't got it. You got to make it happen. I don't care if you're tired. You got to stay up late because your kid is sick, and pat them to sleep at night if you're a mom and you have a baby. That's why I tell my daughters, I'm like, look, I don't want you to think that motherhood was traumatic for me, but when you have girls, you have to give these speeches regularly. Let's be real. But I let them know, hey, live your life, because number one, you deserve to live your life and make mistakes and be selfish right now until you're ready to be married and be a mom. Because once you become a mom, your life is theirs. And some people say, well, and I joke and say, mama got to have a life too. But you, once you have a kid, that's not, it's not about you no more. You can be raggedy, but your kids should be cleaned up and have the best. Um, and it could be Walmart clothes, it can be Jordans, it could be whatever, but your kid should be clean. Clean with clean shoes. I don't care if you got to wipe them down every day. I don't care if you don't got but $5. Go wash their clothes. I don't care if you got to go hungry. That kid shouldn't go hungry. I don't care if you can't get your hair done, your nails done. Kids got to have that. And like I said, there's too many things that we can do these days to get money. Save your change. Save those cans and bottles. Go out to the parks and stuff on the weekends. Sell some bottles of water to people. There's too many things you can do to get money, to where if you have kids, you can't make sure they can go to the book fair when they're selling books at school. You can't make sure that they have a proper backpack and proper clothes when back to school is coming up. You know what I mean? Have something for those kids because they didn't ask to be here. So, right, we're always a mom no matter what. Put those kids first, right, yo yo. I'm ready for the battle panel tomorrow. You established that with your grandkids as well, and um, my adult daughters that don't live, that have their own homes, I see how I rubbed off on them. They'll say different stuff like "mom," this or that, but I see where I rubbed off on them. I see where they make sure they have everything that they need. Um, my grandkids' mother, Ebony, she makes sure her kids have everything. Dream don't have to wear the same thing for months. Dream has everything. She has toys, you know. She's always taking her to take pictures. She's always doing things with her. Oh, sorry, y'all. I got a little. I've been having a cough these last couple of days. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, her and my of the granddaughter. They always have everything that they need. And of course, I'm gonna make sure, and my mom is gonna make sure. My mom, one thing about my mom, shoot, her grandkids can't ask her for nothing in this note. And that lady has a lot of grandkids. So, as a grandmother, I don't understand those grandmothers too that, oh, I don't babysit, or, um, honey, their parents to do it. Oh, I didn't do Christmas this year. Oh, hell no. And then, sorry, y'all, I'm getting water. And then my oldest granddaughter, she had enough nerves to act like she's one of the Barbs. She is, but she ain't. I'm like, girl, you got your own mama, so she'll get stuff from me, and then turn around and get stuff from her mama too. Like she gets treated the same way when she's with me. There's no difference. Grandma, can you give me a new cell phone? Grandma, um, I want a hotel birthday party. Girl, if you don't ask your mama that, oh grandma, I want to go do this for my birthday. I'm like, girl, you was a raggedy mom in the hood. Why would you say you was a raggedy mom in the hood, Janet? And you know what? If you were that mom, I hope you have made amends with your children and have gotten better. You gonna tell your story, Janet? Mama, her mama say no. You know, I gotta say these kids are really blessed. Yo. My grandmother wasn't having all that. My grandma, like I think I said this before, she got the same nickel she made when she was 8 years old going to the store. She didn't believe in all that. She doesn't believe in being indulgent and overindulgent kids. And my mom is the exact opposite. My mom is like, look, I just want more money so I can give, so I can give y'all more stuff. I'd be like, Mom, we're good. She'd be like, no. Like if it's Christmas time, my mom is shopping for her grandkids. Like they're her kids. She want to make sure everybody has something, and not just something, but something that they want. So you have one granddaughter and four boys. I hope I get a grandson one day. Not today, but one day. Boys are so rambunctious. My first grandson, I'm not gonna play about him. I'm not gonna play about him. Um, I'm not, cause I don't have any sons and I don't have any grandsons yet, so I'm not gonna play about him. I already don't play about my granddaughters. I don't play when it comes to them. Sometimes my daughter tell her child's father, look, my mama, if you don't want me to tell my mama this. I don't know, he'd be like, girl, that's my child. Like, what do you mean? Like, but I be ready to go in, especially about that dreamy. Ooh, I don't feel like nobody should talk to her anyway, but like she's a little princess, cause she is. She is such a little princess, and she's so sweet. And when she comes to my house, if I'm not like if she comes in, the first thing she's gonna do is come to my room and look for me. And if she's gonna see me in my room, she's looking. She's knocking on all the doors, making sure she can find her grandma, cause she already know what time it is. I make sure my kids have what they needed or wanted. They can first, no matter what. Oh, that's what you mean by being raggedy. I made sure kids had before I did. That's what's up. Cause we all know those mamas. I know some mamas like that. They might come to the schoolhouse and they might have a bonnet on in the robe And they might have on their flip flops, but you better believe that hair on their kids is shiny, that hair is slicked up, and they dare and wanted somebody to come near their kids. It's on. They making sure that homework is done when those kids get home from school. They got their food and they don't take a lot of mess. We know those parents because they work hard and they love those kids and they don't play about their kids. So it's the mamas that had the nails done and the hair done and the kid is looking a mess. Or even the mamas that don't pour into their children or don't love on their children, because you got to pour into your children. They're not only learning how to take care of themselves, they're developing their self-esteem from you. So if you're not combing your child's hair, if you're not making sure they're cleaned up, and if you're not making sure they look nice or smell nice, then kids know. Kids know the difference. Like Dreamy is 2 years old, and she knows already to go look in the mirror when she first gets her hair done. She knows, I just got my hair done. Let me go look in the mirror and let me see how I look. And if she has on some shoes or something like that, she's already, and she's been doing that, I think, not too long after she turned 1. Your granddaughter always gets you to buy her things, Janet. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I used to have to wear a uniform, so I had my hair slicked back in a ponytail, or like on my days off, because I had to wear a uniform all day. You might catch me in some leggings. I don't know what you would catch me in. And like I said, I had 3 little ones, so nowadays it was a long time. I didn't even feel like sitting. I didn't feel like sitting to get my hair done. I didn't feel like I felt like every little bit of time, because I had to spend so much time being a mom and taking care of my kids, every bit of time extra, then I want to just chill. So it was years before I would even sit down and let somebody else braid my hair, because I used to braid too. Um, I used to braid really well, but not as good as my daughter braids. She braids really good, but um, so I never let somebody else do my hair for years. And then when I did, need somebody else to do my hair or braid my hair, shoot, I didn't want to sit down and get it done. I just wanted to, on my days off or the times I had off, like I wasn't trying to go sit at the nail shop, you know, like for what? I'm just gonna be washing dishes or combing hair. That was another thing too. Like I had to comb hair, so I got, you know, like when you comb hair or braid hair, the grease wears a polish off. Uh-uh. I was a mud duck for a number of years as a mom, because I was working and, being a mom. But I was taking care of my kids, and I never let them go without, and never let them go around looking raggedy. No, that wasn't happening. Nowadays, though, they dress themselves, and I let them do what they want to do. I learned not to argue with them. They know how they want to look. So if it's 100 degrees outside and you want to wear a hoodie, that's on you. Have at it. All right, y'all. We done pushed it to hour number 3. And now my voice is starting to go out. And I'm going to bid you all adieu. I think I said that right. You guys have an excellent night. And thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you all for engaging and hanging with your girl. Yes, hoodies. It's 103 degrees. And they still want to wear their hoodies. These kids are crazy. And it's not just my kids. Like you go, and it's wintertime, they got on shorts. It's summertime, they got on hoodies. I don't know what's wrong with these California kids, but they're off the chain. But I guess, you're in the AC in the car and you're in the AC in the house, right? So they're not really just walking down the street like that, but it's still weird. Like in the winter, I had on my coat. And in the summer, I had on shorts. I don't like to be overly cold and I don't like to be overly hot. Yeah. Oh, so it's your so you see them too. They do that out there where you live too with the hoodies. But I bet you it's not as hot as it is out here. It really hasn't even really got hot like that this year, which I'm grateful for. I don't know if that means we're gonna have a longer summer because we did have a pretty long winter, so that might mean we're gonna have a long summer. But girl, y'all, we're into hour number 3 officially. Um, oh, I'm going to get off of here, y'all. I'm hungry. I'm low key hungry, and it's too late really for me to eat. So I'm just gonna eat my dragon fruit, and I'm about to unwind and see. I think I have some content that I didn't post this week. I might post that, schedule that for the weekend, and I'm gonna chill. You guys have a blessed weekend. I'm gonna tune in tomorrow night to that panel, but other than that, and I might not even. I don't know. I don't know. I just gotta see how it goes. I just want to chill, relax, and unwind. 93 and 98 degrees. It was like that today, yo yo. Yeah, I mean they all do it. Like the boys, the girls. It's like my daughter yesterday. We did leave the house early, but I'm sitting up there sweating with my diva fan in. I'm like, y'all not hot? They be like, no, they're not hot. I don't know. I guess they got some type of internal mechanism that keeps them cooler than me. I guess because I'm going through the change of life soon. I'm premenopausal. I was thinking about having a show about uh or going live about that or doing a panel about premenopause. And some of us start going through premenopause at 35, maybe 40, definitely 40, 45. So I don't know. I think I might do that. Thank you for staying and hanging in there with me, Janet and Yo Yo. You guys have a good night. Oh, it's late too. Yo Yo, you know what? That's why you need a break. It's 11:30 where you are, girl. Have a good night, ladies. I appreciate you all. Much love. God bless. Have a good night.